Big day here at KPRC2 as we begin a new initiative called Breaking Free. We're taking a look at ways to escape as well end domestic violence.
And sometimes victims of domestic violence don't know where to turn for help. Joining us right now is Heather Bellino, the CEO of the Texas Advocacy Project. Heather, thanks for taking time this afternoon.
Thank you so much for having me.
Sure. Let's jump right in. What is the state right now of domestic and intimate partner violence here in the state of Texas?
Well, unfortunately, 1 in 3 people will be a victim or will know somebody in their immediate family of domestic violence. So it is still a very prevalent, very dangerous problem in the state of Texas and throughout the country and the world, basically.
Looking at those numbers statewide, zeroing in, how does it look in the Houston area, Southeast Texas, compared with the rest of the state?
Well, there's a lot of different data that's coming out right now, but I think the most recent information I can point to is that from Texas Council on Family Violence. There were 204 people that were killed due to domestic violence in the state of Texas, and sadly, 46 of those deaths occurred in this area.
And Heather, what are the issues that Texas Advocacy Project is seeing right now?
Well, Texas Advocacy Project provides free civil legal remedies for survivors of domestic and dating violence, and we are actually seeing anecdotally more dangerous and high lethality cases than we have seen in the 40 years we've been doing this work. So it is very dangerous, and it is something that we need to make sure that we have remedies for people and community resources. There in Houston, we have the great, the Harris County Domestic Violence Coordinated Council. We've got a lot of great partners that are there to support survivors. And, we're just working alongside everybody to make sure that these survivors get the civil legal remedies like protective orders that they need in order to have long-term safety.
Certainly, ma'am. And as we look at some of those solutions, can you talk about the importance of making an action plan and how sometimes that might happen while you're still in the midst of that relationship? But talk about the resources to help you with that.
Well, it is very important to have an action plan and a safety plan and to work with professionals who know how to help guide you through those waters to help you navigate that system. Because you must have things like your documents, your license, your children's immunity card, all of these things, but you also need to be safe while you're still in the home. So when you are feeling that there is going to be tension and that there might be an eruption of violence, where do you go in the home? Do you avoid the kitchens and the bathrooms? Do you have a clear path from all egresses, the front door and the back door, making sure that there's no furniture in the way that would block you being able to get out quickly? And also having things like safe words with people that you're friends with and members of the community so that they can be made aware that at that moment you might need additional securities and help.
Heather, is there anything being done legislatively that can help nonprofits or law enforcement lower the rate of domestic violence cases?
Absolutely. Every session, there are thousands of bills that are filed that are intended to help survivors of domestic and dating violence. This year, there's quite a few of them on the docket, not the least of which are to continue being able to have virtual hearings for protective orders. There's legislation out there to make sure that conditions of bond are entered into TCIC. There are so many different things that we can do to tweak the system to make sure that the survivors' voices are heard and that they are strengthened in order to give them the long-term safety that they need. So the systems need to work together, and we need to listen to survivors about what really will move the needle for them and their safeties.
We appreciate all that you do for so many. Heather Bellino, the CEO of Texas Advocacy Project, thanks for joining us today and helping us spread that awareness.
For having me and for shining a light on this important cause. We appreciate you.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. And as we continue our reporting and our advocacy here, we do invite you to head to click2houston.com/domestic violence for more resources. We also have a look at the new initiative we're doing this week on escaping and ending domestic violence.